How to Join the Elite Part 23. Don't be afraid to be an exception. This is something I've noticed throughout my entire time, not just on YouTube, but in this thing called life, that a lot of individuals have the capabilities, the skills, and the knowledge to be exceptional. A lot of people can be exceptional, a lot more than we may realize, a lot more than humanity will ever realize. And the reason why I say that last part of that last sentence is because a lot of people, while having the ability to be exceptional, are just afraid to do so. And I get it. The saying of "it's lonely at the top" rings very true, especially if you come from a place where exceptionalism is looked down upon. You see, it's like Pins versus. You see, a lot of people don't have what it takes to be exceptional. And I'm not saying that I'm exceptional. I know that a lot of people may perceive me to be very pompous, arrogant, and haughty, to the point in which I see myself as exceptional above a lot of the people who I talk to. And considering how a lot of Americans, regardless of race, gender, or orientation, act, I believe that to be very true, honestly. I do, honestly. But it isn't because I'm exceptional. It isn't because I'm all that. I'm alright. I mean, I'm not the best, but I know my name has a ranking number right beside it, like in college football or basketball. But it isn't because I'm that exceptional. It's because a lot of people are too afraid to stand out. But a lot of individuals have this fear. In some cases it's warranted, in some cases it's just irrational, that if they stand out and be exceptional, that for some reason they'll lose some sort of credibility when it comes to whatever group of individuals that they want to identify with or they've been forced to identify with, whether it's through an actual group of people via their friends, family, and community, or a perceived group of people where they haven't met 90% of the individuals, such as their gender, race, religion, etc. The list goes down. But a lot of people, quite frankly, are just too afraid to be exceptional. A lot of people can argue, well, it's the laziness and the lack of drive and ambition that lead a lot of people to being unsuccessful. And you know what? That can be an argument as well. A lot of people are just content with being mediocre, with being lackadaisical, and with just getting by. And these individuals, instead of putting in the work and having the will to be exceptional, they would rather be content in the place that they are, especially if they have other people around them. A lot of people more or less care about the opinions of others. That isn't surprising to anyone, but a lot of people find themselves caring so much that they handicap their own future opportunities, success, and income. It's rather sad, to say the very least. And a lot of people will try to rationalize it and virtue signal off of it, stating that, well, what is it to gain the world when you lose all your friends? Or what is it to work so hard when, money's evil? Money is so evil. I mean, you'll hear all these arguments which average, mediocre people will make in order to justify not just where they are, but why you shouldn't advance, why you shouldn't do anything in your life. And this is especially true when it comes to groups that are downtrodden, whether through external factors or internal. A lot of these groups will use systematic examples of what went wrong, what didn't go right in the past, as reasons in order to avoid being exceptional. As a matter of fact, last Sunday on Snow Bunny Sunday, shout out to SoloTV84, my co-host, we had individuals trying to talk us down on why we shouldn't do this, why we shouldn't do that. And a lot of the arguments, well, there were a lot of arguments for it, basically, ranging from, a lot of people won't see me as exceptional, they'll still see me as normal, or I'm afraid that I won't get the approval from my community if I go out and be exceptional. Or some people would try to use one of the pro-act talking points of, if I'm going to be exceptional, then that means I don't love my people. They would call me a goon. moon, and all this other stuff. And you know what I say to that? Those are the voices of individuals who not only will try to justify their own mediocrity, but will try to shame you and disdain mediocre with them. Because it's a party when everyone's there. Oh yeah, they don't have to reflect and look in that mirror in order to see how big of a failure or at best a mediocre piece of crap they are. When everyone's looking at that mirror, then that person can look at the other person and try to find some sort of flaw in that other person to realize that that original person isn't as bad as the second person. And trust me, I've seen it multiple times. To cut to the chase, a lot of people in the former rotting corpse of the so-called black community, shout out to Kirigake Jones, a lot of them will argue down individuals who preach exceptionalism to the point in which they'll try to become the biggest pro-whack, bro-tech SJW in saying that, well, I hate it when the non-melanated people see me as an exception to the rule. I'm insulted. Oh no, I can't be like that. I gotta wallow in the mud with everyone else. And check this out, man. Well, I'm not gonna even go there today. But a lot of these individuals feel as if the less exceptional they are, the more they can lay claim to being a part of whatever group they've been told to be a part of. And a lot of this simply comes from peer pressure. Because peer pressure is a mother. And we all know how a lot of people need the validation of other people, particularly other people who aren't good for them. See, that's the thing. I am all about people being liked. Humans need to be liked in order to be mentally sane. If you are alone for an extended amount of time, only very few people can tolerate that. And most individuals will suffer some sort of mental malaise if that contact with their fellow man and woman aren't maintained and sustained. I get it. Very few people can pull off being alone for an extended amount of time. And I will have a video soon about how it's okay to be liked, particularly by a group of people who like you as much. But yeah, I'm looking at you communists trying to shame other individuals who go be a part of other groups of individuals who have shown to like certain individuals who don't fit into the paradigm of the community. Usually these individuals are the ones who have proven and aren't afraid to be exceptional themselves. But in any case, for those who aren't afraid to be exceptional, you will receive all sorts of justifications for mediocrity at best and outright shaming towards you at worst. And if you're receiving those things, know this, you're doing something right. You're doing something that the masses, that's with lowercase m, capitalized A, everything else, are afraid to do. And it's mainly because a lot of them are afraid to be alone. But in many cases, a lot of these individuals are in reality the most lonely. To those who are afraid to be exceptional, I get it. You guys are afraid to see what's beyond the forest, what's beyond the mediocre life that you have been told to live, the mediocre existence that you have been pushed to believe that's all you can achieve. Well, you guys are right, honestly. I'm not here to convince those who don't want to see an alternative because, quite frankly, I have received too much kickback from those who think differently. See, that's the thing. It isn't good enough that you all think differently and then just either be quiet or respectfully disagree. No, 8 out of 10 of the people who have a difference of opinion than mine tend to want to make World War III in the comment section, or make response videos, or whatever. Just troll and roast and spend all that energy that you could be an exception just to go after someone who is, or someone who at least strives to be. If you all spent half that energy going after exceptional people and transfer it to making yourself exceptional, you guys would be kicking ass right now. And I'm serious. I'm not trolling. I'm not roasting. This is a real talk video. So, for all of you who go after those who are exceptional, or at least strive to be, go ahead and take a look in that mirror. And before I go, remember that these individuals, in many cases, just want to feel like they are a part of something, even in reality, they aren't. Or if they are, it serves them no good in the real world. Your exceptionalism will lead you to places, to people, and scenarios where the average human being will only dream of reaching, achieving, and being. You see? Yeah, I'm going to use that term again. You see? A lot of people, particularly from the community, we got to keep it community. Get back to the community, folks. A lot of people will scoff at a thinking black man in particular, or a thinking man of any race, if he finds himself in a scenario in which he's actually given a pass beyond his skin color, whether it's to get a job, get an opportunity, or get the blessings of his non-black girlfriend's father to date or marry her. Yes, that happens. You all don't want to believe it. You all want to believe in the narrative that we live in the 1950s and prior, where everyone's out to get you. Well, if anyone tells you that, just take a note on where they stand with being exceptional. See, a lot of people are just afraid to be exceptional because they just don't believe it. They don't believe that, oh man, if I'm exceptional, they ain't gonna like me. They just gonna see me as a ninja. See, that's what the Pro X told me. That's what the ADOS and FBAs told me. You don't need to try. Don't even try. So just be the biggest baby kid that I can be. At the very least, I just won't piss off anyone in the community. I don't want to piss off Shanae and Day and Mama and them. That is what you're doing, especially if you're a black man. I know this rings true throughout all of mankind, humanity, and especially in America, where, let's just face it, a lot of Americans of all races, at least until the last few decades, were the rejects of whatever land they came from. And as I stated before, people who are downtrodden will see exceptionalism as something that should be avoided at best and scorned at worst. Don't let the masses determine your fate. And everyone else out there, always bet on X.